Hey, Pete Sampras won the Paris Open, not pictured. I'm Kenny Mayne.
I'm Dan Patrick. Coming up next, prime time. Enjoy. Good night.
Everybody get up for Week 10 of NFL Prime Time. Everyone's ready to battle as we head to the second half of the season. The rivalry of the 90s reunites in the city by the bay as the Cowboys and Niners renew acquaintances. It's gut check time for Drew Bledsoe and the Pats as they battle the Vikings, who are looking to stay on their NFC Central roll, while the Skins show they're a different ball club with their main man. It's always a battle when these two meet, as the Bills prove to the Dolphins just how much. The Bucs look to return to their early season form as they face the winless Colts. Even the Rays can't stop the Jets as they fight to take the lead in the AFC East. The Seahawks continue to shoot for the moon, but a win at Mile High could be out of reach. NFL Prime Time will satisfy all your cravings. Next. Hello once again, everybody, and welcome to NFL Prime Time. We hope everybody's had a great trick-or-treat because there have been lots of treats here, especially late in Week 10 as we steamroll into November. I'm Chris Berman along with Tom Jackson and Stuart Scott. And some games, for a while, but then at the end, some interesting finishes. The games you thought would be horrible were maybe the most entertaining games of the afternoon. It's always a very happy moment here at ESPN to usher in our next season of NFL football, our 11th. It began back in '87. Here we are in '97 on our lid lifter. What better place than the home of the champs, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. The Packers against the Lions. For highlights, Kenny Mayne.
Fined by the Packers if Barry Sanders had his individual moments Sunday night. He was on course to trample some record book pages. But Green Bay was interested in riding the record with the Lions, who knocked off the champs in their first meeting. Good chance at that because the Packers have won 19 straight in the regular season at Lambeau. That's how it looked on paper, but games are not played on paper. They are played inside TV sets. This one on ESPN. In fact, Barry Sanders getting loose, need 107 for his 9th straight 1,000-yard season. Scott Mitchell winging it out for Corey Schlesinger. Down to the 1-yard line. And he's rewarded by the ball going to Tommy Vardell for a touchdown. 7-0 Detroit up early, and Mike Holmgren checking out some options. Big play list. Brett Favre, he's good. Robert Brooks, open, good throw. Tied up at 7 apiece. Lions come back in the second. Darren Sharper picks it off, though. Going the other way with it. 50 yards, continuing to run down the sideline. One to beat, nobody to beat. He's in. Packers go up 14-7. Still in the second, Packers up by a touchdown in their own territory and throwing. And Mark Carrier with the rip. Pass a bit floated. He gets back to the 23-yard line, which set up a field goal, making 14-10 at the break. Afterward, Brett Favre, a bit displeased, gets into Kerwin Waldrop, not their first encounter. In the third, Lions down by a touchdown, and not going to work there. Scott Mitchell picked off by Doug Evans, stops the drive. In the fourth, Detroit still down 7, and Mitchell, his third pick of the game. Leroy Butler gets the pick, and the Lions and Bobby Ross go down. So this series even up for the season. 20-10, the Packers the winner. Barry Sanders, 23 carries, 105 yards. He now trails Tony Dorsett by 16 yards for third on the all-time rushing list. He's also 2 yards shy of his 9th straight 1,000-yard season. That would be a record. The Packers win their 20th in a row at Lambeau in the regular season. Please do be watching Tackle Football ESPN style next Sunday night at 8 Eastern. Baltimore and Pittsburgh inside your cable TV set.
We roll on here at NFL Primetime. And first to roll out, can the Colts get off the schneid? Or would the Bucs be in good hands with Allstott? Going back to the area where he played college ball at Purdue, right near Indy.
I wasn't looking for love. With just a glance it happened. Love came looking for me.
Get out of my way! Shut up!
Dockers, khakis.
As you may have read on the internet, independent brewmasters and beer experts conducted a tasting of just about every major beer in the country. For 4 months, they sampled ice and regular beers for character, flavor, and overall quality. In the end, the judges named one beer the best tasting beer in America. Old Milwaukee. So when you want the best tasting beer, now you know exactly what to ask your server for. Old Milwaukee.
The Sistine Chapel cleaning, $7 million. Painting, $4 million. Materials, $2 million. Seems you can get a pretty good restoration for $13 million.
Menade, sir.
Great.
Il combo.
Holy cow! Imagine what Holiday Inns will look like when we spend $1 billion. Holiday Inn, on the way.
If the sky that we look upon should tumble and fall, or the mountain should crumble to the sea, I won't cry, no, I won't shed a tear, just as long and you stand.
Peace of mind.
Stand by me.
From Buick
Stand
LeSabre.
by me.
NFL Prime Time is brought to you by Old Milwaukee, America's best tasting beer.
Usually the Tampa Bay Buccaneers are in the predicament of the Indianapolis Colts, 0-8 as we steamroll into November. But the Bucs themselves, they haven't won for a while, despite their great start. They haven't won since the month of September. Now, Bucs on a losing skid. Colts haven't won yet this year. Who would have guessed that games in which quarterbacks were Trent Dilfer, Paul Justin, and Kerry Holcomb? Who would have guessed this game would become a barn burner? But it did. Here we go, Tony Dungy and the Bucs looking to get back to their winning ways. Early first quarter, they say that Brad Culpepper had some foreign substance on his jersey. The center snapped it, couldn't get a good handle on the ball, and that's why there was a fumble. No call, though they made him change his jersey later. Mike Allstott scored on the miscue, and it's 7-0 Bucs. Paul Justin gets hit by Rufus Porter. Justin starting in place of the injured Jim Harbaugh. Now Justin's hurt, did not return. Backup Kelly Holcomb. You remember him? That's the sidelines Harbaugh. Middle Tennessee State's Kelly Holcomb played at the Barcelona Dragons, but it's a completion to Marvin Harrison. Then Marshall Faulk from 4 yards out, and the Colts, ladies and gentlemen, the Colts have a 10-7 lead. Then, who's Mike Allstott?
Yeah, Mike Allstott getting the tough yards up the middle for the Buccaneers. There's a gain of 7 yards, and again, in between the tackles is where he does his best work, keeps the legs turning, and then now for a 10-yard gain that gets him a first down. Look at him, the great balance and the great power.
Well, those plays led to Dilfer to Carl the Truth Williams. 6-yard touchdown. The Bucs now 21-10 at the half. With a score 21-13 third quarter. Holcomb to Ken Dilger. He's a good tight end. 26 yards. Holcomb to Dilger. 6 yards. Later in the drive, Holcomb. Look at him throw the ball to Sean Dawkins. Leads to a Lamont Warren touchdown and a two-point conversion with time to 21 all. Now, fourth quarter, same score. Allstott gets the pitch this time, not in good hands. Elijah Alexander and Robert Blackman, and it's Blackman that makes the hit and makes the pick, and he's gone. It's like Jack and the Beanstalk trying to crawl up, but he can't. 28-21. Now the Bucs have tied it at 28 all. Holcomb on the 5. They're going for a winning score, but he fumbles. Chitty, bang, bang. Ahanotu recovers. And Lindy doing the Lindy.
Yeah, and Regan Upshaw there with the penetration, the hit on the football. Ahanotu with the awareness to make the recovery. That ruins a scoring opportunity for the Colts.
2 Bucs possessions later. Dilfer, Warwick Dunt. A heavy throw, but it's 12 yards. On the sideline, Michael Husted warming up. Tie game, under a minute to go. Then Dilfer to Riedel Anthony. It's 9 yards inside the 25. Next play, Dilfer to Dave Moore. Great catch, 6 yards. It's time for Dungy to send in Michael Husted. See, it's good. And the Bucs are back on the winning track. And the Colts can only wonder, how much closer can we get? They fumbled going in. Holcomb played pretty well, you know. Third-string quarterback. But the Colts fall to 0-9 as the Bucs win it by the count of 31-28, despite the fact that Indy outgained him 359-234. Not a great offensive job by the Tampa Bay Bucs, but relief for Tony Dungy and company, Tommy.
Well, and what doesn't show up in that stat is the return yards, and they had an outstanding day with Riddell Anthony and Carl Williams returning punts and kickoffs, 166 yards alone in the first half in terms of return yards. So Tony Dungy looking for a spark from this ball club, hoping he would get it from his quarterback, and Dilfer did throw 2 touchdown passes, but the big thing for this team today, the special team step forward.
Ahanotu with the big play, and due to an error, he is not one of all the players on that Pro Bowl ballot. So if you're a Tampa fan, think about it. He's had a good year. Cheaty, cheaty, bang, bang, Ahanotu. And the Bucs are now 6-3. Rams, Falcons. Oh, Isaac Bruce, the Reverend, had an amazing day, but with the Rams win. And the Raiders, when they come to play defense, anything's possible if you're the opponent.
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who realize the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added into your own. So whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. You don't have to spend up to $50,000 for transplants or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there. It's only $9.95 or as low as $40 a month.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, and you'll also receive a free round-trip American Airlines ticket anywhere in the continental United States. There are a limited number of tickets available for new customers only. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
Want to go to the Super Bowl with ESPN? Play ESPN's Punt, Pass, and Win. Watch the Ravens versus the Steelers Sunday at 8. Tell us which team punted first and which team had the most passing yardage in the first half, and you could be going long all the way to San Diego. To score, call 1-800-643-8000 or touchdown on ESPN Sports Zone. Go behind the scenes with ESPN at the Super Bowl and win $1,000 from Visa. Play ESPN's Punt, Pass, and Win, presented by Visa, the official card of the NFL.
You are a machine, a force to be reckoned with. To keep all pistons firing, you've got to feed the machine. And the fuel you need is right here in Men's Health. Get rock-hard abs now, 6 different ways, and no sit-ups. Discover superfoods for instant energy and fat burning. Eat what you want and still lose weight. Only Men's Health delivers the latest information that talks to real guys. Like the ultimate 20-minute workout to sculpt a body that says power. Call for your free trial issue. Keep it and get a full year for $19.97. You'll also get 3 books free. 100 Ways to Burn Fat Faster, the Men's Health Guide to Intimacy, and Quick and Healthy Cooking for Men. When it comes to romance, Men's Health reveals what she really wants and shows you how to make your relationship intense and incredibly pleasurable. Subscribe now for just $19.97. Cancel anytime and keep the free books. You're a machine. Try Men's Health today. Feed the machine.
Well, the soft underbelly of the NFC West sometimes provides us some humor, doesn't it, with the Rams and Falcons? But you know what? You figure the game was terrible, Stu? On paper, that's why they don't play it on paper.
They play on TV. That's right.
Yeah,
or at least that's what they say. All right. The Falcons are 1-7, the Rams 2-6. But the Rams are an emotional, feeling man of the 90s, 2-6. Thursday, when his team gave him a cake and sang happy birthday, Coach Dick Vermeil gushed, "There's no place I'd rather be than with you guys." There's no place the Rams would rather be than facing Atlanta. Last year, Game 1 against the Falcons, St. Louis put up 59 points. Game 2, Tony Banks threw for over 300 yards on just 11 completions, so at least you knew there'd be some flavor. Here we go early. Tony Banks with the radar lock on Isaac Bruce. Ray Buchanan from Louisville got burned. Next Falcons drive, Chris Chandler looking. Birdie Emanuel. Todd Light ought to go back to cooking school because he got burnt. Emanuel's second touchdown of the game, 6th of the year. He had 103 yards receiving in the first half. Speaking of over 100 yards receiving in the first half, Banks, Bruce, booyah! Bruce, 8 catches, $193 in the first half alone. On the next drive, TJ,
Well, the amazing thing is how open Bruce got. Now, here we're going to see the quick slant pattern close in the red zone. But again, you see the separation from he and Buchanan.
Isaac Bruce, a career-high 233 yards receiving, 2 touchdowns. Third quarter, Jamal Anderson, the top 2-yard touchdown run. Jamal, a career-high 159 of the day. We're tied at 24. Next Atlanta drive. Chandler throws one over the middle. Former Ram Todd Kitchen makes a slam and catch. 31-yard gain. Chandler 19 of 32, 276. Set up a Terrence Mathis TD, 31-24 Falcons. Rams try to answer. Banks looking, dumps it to Amp Lee. Break him off a little Samson Kidd. The former Florida State Seminole breaks off a 57-yard gain. Kidd had 5 catches, 91 yards in the day. Sets up a 1st and goal. On 4th and goal, Tony Banks, 6'4", rolls out, looking and says, why not? Why not indeed? Banks' first rushing touchdown of the year, ties it at 31. Hey, Martin, might be waiting for you. Anderson limbering up, 42 seconds left. Chandler hits Harold Green, another former Ram, 19-yard gain. 2 plays later, Green, and Sterling would say Green. From the crib. 22 more. Big downfield block from Bert Emanuel. Morton gets his chance. 27-yard field goal. It's all good. 24th game-winning field goal of his career. Falcons win it 34-31. This is the first chance that Morton's had for a game winner since muffing that kick in the 96 finale that allowed the Jags to escape and go to the playoffs. And this one, wild. First half alone, 41 points, 557 total yards. By the time the dust cleared, 966 total yards.
Defense on holiday. What a perfect segue to our next team, right, Tom? Well, the Raiders have all the offensive stats. I mean, some of their players are leaders among all sorts of categories. But just chew on this one. Going into this game, the Raiders have allowed 40 more yards a game than any other team in football, on a pace to give up more yards than anyone except the 1981 Baltimore Colts. Keep that in mind when you watch the Raiders at the Panthers. And the Panthers, as you know, have been struggling in offense this year. Kerry Collins, though, had a big game last week trying to get his teammates back. Over the middle to money man Wesley Walls, who caught 5 at the first down. Fred Lane. Let get him go. Bianca Maduka hurt early. Fred Lane, free agent from Lane College in Tennessee. Touchdown. And Lane up the middle. Looking like MacArthur Lane. He's not stopped. He's night train Lane. And then what's this? The electric worm? What? The Panthers lead at 14-0, Tom.
Yeah, and he does a great job of keeping his leg moving. You see there, he loses his balance, he spins, but look at him get down on all 3s. He keeps the legs churning and gets to the end zone.
Joe Bugalo is one of the best running backs in the business, but on this day, Carolina stuffed Napoleon Kaufman. Sam Mills and Chad Kodachrome stopped him behind the line of scrimmage, held him to 16 yards. And then Collins. What happens here, Tom?
Well, you take a look at Eric Turner in the middle, Rob Fredrickson on the outside. They split, go to coverage, and Kerry Collins sees a lane. And that may have been just Collins doing that on his own.
21-0 lead at the time. And then Scott Green, 10-yard run, 28-7, halftime lead for Carolina. 4 touchdowns on 5 first-half possessions, make it 7 on their last 11 series. Then Jeff George, picked off by Sam Mills, a.k.a.
Field Mouse.
Returns it to the 45. Sets up a KC 54-yard field goal, 31-7. Then, could it happen 3 times? Look at the fullback. Scott Green says, I'd like to block someone. And then Turner, throws Fred Lane into the end zone.
Well, and Scott Green had to run a good 30 yards before he could find somebody to hit. Right there, about on the 7-yard line, and Lane again into the end zone.
A nice throw into the end zone by Turner. Then, short sack by Ronaldo Turnbull. He grabs his rib cage, had to leave the game. And then the real fun began. The Carolina lineman feel that Lane was already down, watched the late hit for, and some big boys going at it. Garcia makes the first run at Chester McLaughlin, and then former teammates, and this is a heavyweight bout, McLaughlin and Greg Skrepenak go on it. It's a scrap, it's a Skrepenak, it's guys getting thrown, and it's a big win for Carolina as they roll the Raiders 38-14. Lane, 28 carries for 147 yards. He gets in and sets a team record for rushing. I know they've only been around 3 years. And right on pace as the Raiders, Tom, had allowed 410 yards a game. Carolina got 408. So a little improvement by the Raiders. You know what? Was it really Carolina's offense or a combination thereof?
Well, I think an interesting combination, but I know that when I spoke with the Carolina Panthers, they thought that this would be a game of big plays, that they would have to match the Raiders' big plays with big plays of their own. But it turned out to be Fred Lane grinding out the yardage. The 28 carries for 147 means you control the football, and I think Kerry Collins really, again, beginning to feel comfortable with his teammates, making the key throws on third down. And I think if you watch his stats, that's where he really has an area of expertise is on third down conversion.
Right, and now that they have a running game, or at least they did on this day, that makes Walls much more dangerous down the middle of the field. The tight end, remember, he's Pro Bowler last year. As we go inside the numbers, the Raider defense, well, let us show you. In all the games last year, and here's Collins run right up the middle, untouched. In all the games last year, they allowed 294 yards a game. This year, 410 yards a game. Points allowed. Here's what's amazing. Last year, they allowed 293 points. They're close already, and they've only played 9 games. 256 points. The Raiders have all that offensive talent, but if they want to go somewhere, they've got to pick it up on defense.
Inside the Numbers is brought to you by Visa, the official card of the NFL. It's everywhere you want to be. www.visa.com.
Later on in NFL prime time, the game of the year, perhaps Cowboys and Niners. The defense is wreaking havoc. Redskins and Bears. Bears upset all season.
I-24. Oh, 73. I-16. Bingo! I got bingo!
Get real. Logo Athletic, authentic team apparel.
Ready for the next game?
Time can be stopped. Timex Ironman Triathlon watches keep going.
Jim Harbaugh and Jay Lewinberg for 1-800-COLLECT.
Jim, next time you call me collect, call me 1-800-COLLECT.
Jay, give it a rest.
No, 1-800-COLLECT is 10 cents a minute every evening all week long. Yeah, are we gonna practice or what?
You should have used 1-800-COLLECT.
Think Jim's learned his lesson? One more play ought to do it. 1-800-COLLECT. 10 cents a minute every evening all week long.
Good sportsmanship. A thing of the past? Sometimes seems that way. Join ESPN as we examine sportsmanship in the 90s in an all-new Outside the Lines, followed by a 90-minute town meeting with some of the leading figures in sports. Sportsmanship in the 90s is winning the only thing. Outside the Lines, followed by a special town meeting Tuesday, starting at 7:30, only on ESPN.
Once upon a time, these two teams met for the NFL championship in 1940. It was 73-0 Bears. That was Chris Zorich, former Bear. Bring their playbook. He did, and the Redskins also brought Terry Allen. Zorich is in for 2 days. Allen missed the last 2 games. Really good defense here. No one touches him for 30 yards. 5 plays later on 3rd and 1. Gus Frerotte drops back, finds James Jenkins. 9 yards. First opening drive points this year for the Skins. Next possession, Frerotte hands off to Larry Bowie. Changes into the end zone. 14-0 Skins. Frerotte to Terry Allen. Just a replay, Tom?
Looks like the exact same play, the pull of the guard. Allen bounces it outside, and again, 30 yards downfield before he makes contact.
15 for a $111 in the first half alone. What a different team they are with Terry Allen. Now same drive, second quarter. Frerotte will dive in. Touchdown.
You're going to take a look here at John Theory on the right side of your screen as he comes in. He's meeting the guard log. You see his leg take a little swivel up under him in a pretty serious injury.
Ruptures his left ACL. Theory been one of the bright lights for them on defense, but he's gone. Tough injury. Tyrone Hughes calls for the fair catch. Off his chest. 31 Darrell pounds on the ball, setting up a field goal, 24-0 Skins. Then, late in the second, Eric Kramer fires. Chris Dishman is a hold to Curtis Conway.
Well, and you can see right there, he grabs his right arm. Now, you saw him cross right in front of the official. You see Conway go to the official, ask, how can he miss it? You don't want this reaction, but you certainly can understand why Conway was upset.
Well, he was ejected. A little too much, but you understand his emotions. Meanwhile, Leslie Shepard, the astronaut, passed everybody from Farrat, touchdown, 31-0. Kramer picked off by Chris Dishman. Kramer and the Bears frustrated. How bad was it? Watch this. Hughes, who had a tough game, is met by his own guard, Todd Berger. This is going to make you a hamburger if you don't start doing better. Not good. And the Bears fighting among themselves as they got raked by the Skins. 31-8 is Allen. 20 carries for $125. And they're a different team with Terry Allen.
Well, when Terry Allen puts up the numbers, it means ball control, pressure off of Farrat. It usually translates into great offense for this football team.
5-1 with Allen, 0-3 without Allen this year. And Farrat played confidently. Why not? He and his wife, a second child this week. Congratulations to the Farrats. And he enjoyed himself on the weekend as well. When we return, maybe the tackle of the year made by the quarterback, Steve Young against Dion. Bruce Smith been making tackles behind the line of scrimmage all his life.
Nick, there is still one missile left. You must get to it before the others do.
It's a 200-horsepower engine, too audacious to be kept secret. It's advanced climate control, engineered to keep you cool no matter what kind of pressure you're under. Son's birthday. It's the TL from Acura. The true definition of luxury. Yours.
When you've lived 7 or 8 lives, you can make some pretty long-lasting friendships. But even when you've known someone forever...
I'll take a check. Of course I'll take your check. Could I see some ID, please?
Without ID, you're history. Use the Visa check card. It's an ATM card that deducts directly from your checking account everywhere Visa's accepted. Works like a check, only better.
By the way, Caesar liked me better.
Saturday night. The Knowles and the Heels. Very simply, the ACC game of the year. One of the nation's best games this year. Is the Seminole reign about to end?
Florida State, North Carolina. Saturday night at 7:30. Only on ESPN.
You are a machine. A force to be reckoned with. To keep all pistons firing, you've got to feed the machine. And the fuel you need is right here in Men's Health. Get rock-hard abs now, 6 different ways, and no sit-ups. Discover superfoods for instant energy and fat burning. Eat what you want and still lose weight. Only Men's Health delivers the latest information that talks to real guys. Like the ultimate 20-minute workout to sculpt a body that says power. Call for your free trial issue. Keep it and get a full year for $19.97. You'll also get 3 books free. 100 Ways to Burn Fat Faster, the Men's Health Guide to Intimacy, and Quick and Healthy Cooking for Men. When it comes to romance, Men's Health reveals what she really wants and shows you how to make your relationship intense and incredibly pleasurable. Subscribe now for just $19.97. Cancel anytime and keep the free books. You're a machine. Try Men's Health today. Beat the machine.
If the 49ers and Cowboys have been the rivalry in the 90s, then the AFC rivalry in the 90s has got to be the Dolphins and the Bills. Usually won by the Buffalo Bills until Jimmy Johnson came to Miami last year when his team swept Marv Levy's Bills. We've said it time and time and again. On a rainy day in Buffalo, nobody opens the umbrellas like the Buffalo Bills. Here we go. Alex Van Pelt making his first start as the rain was Van Pelting down in the first half, first quarter. Look at this Bills drive. See, Van Pelt comes in, great things happen. Eric Mould fumbles out of bounds, but they get an extra 2 yards. Van Pelt fumbles the snap. They had several fumbles on this drive, but they never lost the ball. 3-0 Bills. Says Marv Levy. As for the Dolphins, rain not good for Dan Marino.
Well, it certainly makes it difficult for receivers to handle the football, difficult for the quarterbacks to throw the ball. There you see Marino with a throw a little bit high to Charles Jordan. He makes the drop. Then again, the ball, the pressure by Washington, an incompletion. And then Bruce Smith with the pressure from outside, forcing another incompletion.
0 for 7, first 7 attempts for Dan Marino. Late first half, he hurts his ankle and takes a shot from Phil Hansen. Greg Erickson enters the game. 3rd down inside the 10. Looks for Charles Jordan. Here's Smith from the outside. He evades him, but it's incomplete. The Dolphins get a field goal, and it's 6-3. Marino would play a little bit in the 3rd quarter. Look at Jimmy Johnson wearing a hat. How's the hair going to look good with a hat? Well, Ted Washington off of his helmet. Sean Moran makes the pick. Antoine Smith, though, returns the favor. Almost. Van Pelt, whoop, 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 is Johnny on the spot. 6 fumbles lost by the Bills. I should say 6 fumbles, but only one of them that they lost. Nobody falls on a loose football like the Buffalo Bills. Then, end around to Eric Moldsheet down to the 23-yard line. Same drive, 10 minutes to go in the game. Lightning striking again for Steve Christie. 3 field goals, 9-6 Bills. Bills defense tries to protect the lead. Here's Bruce Smith on Craig Erickson and catches him. And then again, it's Smith wreaking havoc.
Yeah, and you see here Erickson not quite ready for the snap of the football. He's going to go back and do a pretty good job of getting covered. And then Bruce Smith does a good job of covering him.
Well, Jimmy upset. It wasn't pretty. Neither team looked good at all as the Bills beat the Dolphins by the count of 9-6, which means each team's record is 5-4. But D-line, great performance by Buffalo.
Well, let's remember both interior backers for the Buffalo Bills out of the lineup this week. Chris Philbin gone for the season, but the defensive front four come to the forefront in this game.
Bruce Smith, you know, and Ted Washington he was Washington and Oregon.
From Louisville.
He was that big. I think he's from Louisville and several other states. When we return, Pats and Vikings. Oh, wait till you see this scramble. Ravens and Jets in the slop in the swamps.
It's the first thing we all reach out for, and we never really stop. When we marry, buy a home, build a career, raise a family, even when we retire, we still reach out for something only a company like Travelers can provide. Whether it's life insurance or long-term care to protect you today, or annuities to enrich your tomorrows, what we all want is what Travelers Life and Annuity promises. Something to hold on to.
When it comes to choosing the right motor oil, let's make something perfectly clear. Introducing 3 new oils from Quaker State, specially formulated for the vehicle you drive. Synthetic blends for hard-working engines and high-horsepower engines. A full synthetic for ultimate engine protection. Extra filtered with patented micro-Q filtration to ensure your oil starts clean for a difference you can see and trust. So when it comes to protecting your vehicle, why take a chance? Quaker State. The choice is clear.
Yeah, we got a little problem with the hotel. Some kind of, no musician policy. No, it's fine. I got it all under control. Got it all worked out. I found him a place to change.
What?
Yeah, I'm handling
Bodie, you're handling it. You've got Lenny. No! And you think that that's okay? Bodie, you've got Lenny Kravitz in a gas station bathroom. Please tell me I'm dreaming. Just fix it! Can I carry this to your car?
So, want to take this baby for a spin?
Sure. Mind sitting in the back seat?
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Well, the buzz in New England. It's one thing to lose with the Green Bay Packers, the Super Bowl champs, but when are you going to beat Patriots, a good team? They had a chance to beat a good team at 6-2 Minnesota, who are without Robert Smith and who are inflamed in controversy because of a controversial book that's been published by their coach, Dennis Green. Distractions? Well, Minnesota hadn't lost a game since September 21st against Green Bay. So here we go. Could New England break through against Dennis Green? Clouds circling, but his team continues to impress, and so does this man, Brad Johnson. We love the way he's played this year, and what a wild play this is. Johnson, the bomb to Chris Carter. He's hit by Lawyer Malloy. Willie Clay, whoop, whoop, whoop. He can't get it, Chris Carter, whoop, whoop, whoop. And look at it, Johnny on the spot is Robert Green. He jumps on it.
Yeah, as we take a look at the beginning of this play, you see Willie Clay, the safety, with his head in the backfield. So Chris Carter does the little hitch and go on him, gets downfield, gets wide open, and give Robert Green credit for hustling down and recovering this ball after 4 other people missed the recovery.
Mo Williams gets the touchdown. It's 10-0 Vikes. Pete Carroll and Drew Bledsoe trying to get it going. Here's Bledsoe, deep for Sean Jefferson, but Orlando Thomas steps in front and makes the pick. 8th straight game, or 7th straight now, a pick for Bledsoe, 13-3 Vikings at the half. Third quarter, 4th and 1, Curtis, my favorite, Martin, tripped up by Derek Alexander, short of the first down, 16-3 after 3. Bledsoe, the draw to Martin, They shackled him in the first half, but here he carries it down to the 12-yard line. 3 plays later on 3rd and 3. Bledsoe scrambles. Here he looked good on the move, Tom. He fired. Deshaun Jefferson moving on up back in the goalpost, 16-9. But on the extra point, it's fumbled. Vinatieri never gets it. Still down by 7. Next Patriots drive. Bledsoe somehow avoids John Randall, and he does a good job again.
Did a great job today of moving, and when he was forced out of the pocket, keeping his head up and keeping his eyes downfield to throw that ball.
Best we've seen him on the move this year, Tom, but holding penalty negated until Curtis. My favorite, Martin, hit 37 yards down to the 14, setting up a field goal, controversial at the time, 16-12. Controversial that the Patriots didn't go for it. But you got to stop the other team on defense. That was Johnson to Jake Reed, Johnson to Chris Carter. All he does,
got touchdown.
He beat Big Clay. Willie Clay was 100 pounds of clay on that one. 23-12, the Lights. Under a minute to go. Bledsoe, Terry Glenn, touchdown. They don't get 2, so the Patriots still down by 5, 23-18. Vinatieri tries the onside kick. Now goes out of bounds. They do not get another chance, and it's a good call because as the Vikings win 23-18, if the ball goes farther than 10 yards without hitting anyone's hands, it's just like a kickoff out of bounds, and it's Vikings ball, and that was the end. And the Patriots have lost 4 of 5. The Vikings continue to roll. They've won 5 in a row. They're up to 7-2. Ravens at the Jets. In the rain, in the swamps. I mean, rain. Bill Parcells, his Jets. Off a bye week. And the special teams get it going. Leon Johnson wearing number 32, the old number of Emerson Boozer. Look at him split, get by the putter. He could go 59 yards. Next play, Neil O'Donnell to Frank Baxter. He rustles into the end zone. 7-0 to Jets. With a hard read. He's going to fall, babe. That'll teach you to sit in the front row. They hit the bail their way out. 10-9 Jets at the half. Vinny Testaverde slips. Oh, Vinny. Oh, no. No, Vinny. Otis Smith. Otis, my man, Smith. Picks it off. Leads to a field goal. 13-9 Jets. Neil O'Donnell struggling in the rain. Whose fault was it, Tom?
Well, a combination of the rain and the pressure that was presented by the Ravens. You see here, he doesn't have a lot of time to look down the football field. Throws that one about 3 yards short of Wayne Corbett.
So, last game 2 weeks ago, Glenn Foley entered to save it. Remember, the Jets are up 16-9, 2 minutes to go. They could be in sole possession of first place for the first time this late since '86 when Johnny's Hector ran in against the Colts and the Jets were 10-1. They're in first place in '86. Could this happen again? Well, minute 37 to go in the game. Testaverde looking for an open receiver. The nimble one makes the move at the 40. What a good play by Vinny. Safe at the 47-yard line. Testaverde to Eric Green to the 35-yard line. Testaverde dumps it to Ernest Biner. Biner across the 30 to the 25. Tick, 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 tick. First down. Vinny spikes to stop the clock. Second down. Testaverde rolls it to Green outside. He gets out of bounds. A smart play by Biner, not catching this ball with no timeouts left. Ted Marchibroda can't watch. Neither can Parcells. Neither can Joe Wall. None of them can watch. Can the Jets win? 4th and 1. Testaverde to Derek Alexander. How is he open?
Well, and defensively, you should play back and then come forward. How did he get behind the entire defense?
What a clutch play as they're tied at 16. Now, O'Donnell won the snap, but didn't get the snap because it's Foley in the overtime. Hold on to the damn ball, Keyshawn. 3rd and 7. Foley to Wayne Corbett. Out of bounds at the 22. John Hall, rookie kicker. It's up. It's good. The guy's got a big leg, but it's his first game-winning field goal. Think the youngster's excited? Think the oldster's excited? The Jets are in first place. The New York Football Jets and the Giants, they're both in first. What is going on here? The Jets beat the Ravens 19-16 in overtime. Afterwards, Parcells, can he gush about his kicker?
We're trying to get this kid, you know, out of his diapers and into his regular street clothes. And that's really what we're trying to do. And today, you know, we took those Huggies off. Because that's a game winner. He took his Huggies off.
I like the way Parcells, cracking jokes, also has used Foley and O'Donnell. He's elevated Foley to like a Strock role. We're going to bring you in for a spark, but you're not going to take over yet as a starter. And I think the team knows that everyone can respond. I think they're the winner all the way around.
Well, he's a great psychologist as you speak to that offense. And defensively, of course, I think he asked an awful lot of his linebacking core. Let's remember today, Pepper Johnson was not on that football field, so Bill had to get his leadership from other players. And I think that Mo Lewis and that group of linebackers that he has responds. They tend to do that all the time for him. And another interesting game, I think certainly when you look at the Patriots, I think that Coach Pete Carroll did a lot of things today. He tried to run the ball early, didn't have success. He went back to it later on, but it's a ball club now that seems to be falling victim of a lot of circumstances on the field.
And the Jets lead the Bills and the Dolphins and the Patriots by 1 game, and here we are in November, trick or treat, when we return. Oh, there were some wild late games. Jags and Oilers. You had a feeling this one would be pretty good. Jaguars defense trying to do it, Eddie George and company. Seahawks and Broncos, a wild one at Mile High. Could Elway and company win again? And the Cowboys and the Niners. Who wins this one in the renewal of the battle of the 90s?
Are you tired of the game yet? You know, the one where you comb your hair a little this way and a little that way, hoping no one will notice that you've lost some hair. Instead of fussing with it, your hair can look like this.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB now, and we'll send you our latest free brochure with before and after photos of clients who realize the benefits of our latest breakthrough, anonymous hair technology.
We call it anonymous hair because you can't tell. It's real hair added into your own. So whether you're swimming or if someone's just running their fingers through it, it's just like your own hair. You don't have to spend up to $50,000 for transplants or buy minoxidil for the rest of your life to get a little fuzz up there. It's only $9.95 or as low as $40 a month.
So call 1-800-HAIR-CLUB for your free brochure, and you'll also receive a free round-trip American Airlines ticket anywhere in the continental United States. There are a limited number of tickets available for new customers only. That's 1-800-HAIR-CLUB.
Go, Jackie! Go, Jackie! Go! Go, Roger! Yeah! Go, Senator! Go, Senator! Go, 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 Senator! Don't stop! Go, Bill!
Here, Vander!
Go, baby! Go, 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 go!
Go, Drew! Go, Drew, go!
Thanks, Drew.
No problem.
Welcome back to NFL Primetime. Chargers, Bengals, tough day for Stan Humphries. Second quarter, Chargers up 14-10. Humphries trying to be a player. Corey Sawyer is a player hater. The former Seminole gets his second interception of the year. That led to a Bengal touchdown. Next Charger possession. More problems. Humphries coughs up the snap. John Copeland picks up Humphries' 7th fumble of the year. Peace. Copeland's first career touchdown, 24-17, Bengals at the break. Third quarter, more troubles for Humphries. Completes the pass to Tony Martin. One of 12 Humphries completions on the day. Completely irrelevant because Stan got rocked, TJ. This is serious.
Yeah, and Raynard Wilson comes in, and as we watch this, and we're going to see it in slow motion here, you can see that Raynard Wilson gets pretty close right there and dumps. I thought this was a very close call by the official, but Wilson picked up the penalty, and obviously a serious injury to Humphries.
Humphries' second concussion in 3 games. Fourth quarter, charge down 31-17, Eric Metcalf. I'm feeling you, Eric. I am feeling you. He already brought back a punt, 85 yards for a touchdown. This is his record-tying 8th career punt return brought back for a touchdown. Record-breaking 10th career kick return, period. But Jeff Blake answers. Off the easy, Blake's 3rd rushing touchdown this year. And guys, the quarterback tied for the team lead. Bengals up 38-24, but the Chargers weren't done. Craig Wellingham from Pacific University. They don't even play football anymore. Hits Charlie Jones, 44 yards. Craig's first career touchdown pass. Chargers down by 7. About a minute left. Chargers get a final chance. 4th and 5. Wellingham, Metcalf, nothing. Watch Bruce Coslett. Talk about moves by a coach. Safe! Safe! Nobody's going to get me. Bengals win the game 38-31. Bengals scored 3 second-half touchdowns, all off turnovers, second quarter touchdowns, mind you, as Cincy snapped a 7-game skid. Cincy's 24 points in the second frame, their best quarter since 1989. Corey Dillon, 123 yards, first Bengal rookie over 100 yards since Ickey Woods in 1988. Boom.
Once upon a time when the Chargers played at the Bengals, it was the AFC Championship game. It was 69 below. It was 1981, and the Bengals won it that very same year. Some guy named Joe Montana hit some guy named Dwight Clark for the catch in the NFC Championship game. The 49ers beat Dallas 28-27. Their legend began, and the rivalry really moved up the ladder. It escalated more in the 90s. 3 straight times these teams played an NFC Championship game. Today, the 8th meeting in the last 6 years between these two NFC behemoths. This is classic football. Barry Switzer and the Cowboys come into 3 calm at 4-4. Troy Aikman and his counterpart Steve Young both have been knocked out of games this year. Aikman just last week. Jerry Rice running before the game. Who knows? Maybe he will be back on December 15th, as he said. Troy Aikman almost wasn't back after the early series. Dana Stubblefield crushes him. And then Eric Williams, abused by Kevin Green, and spins Aikman on his head like a top. Helped off the field, but he was game, Tom. He did return. Niners, next drive, 2nd and 8. Look at Deion Sanders make the pick on the ill-advised throw by Young. But Steve Young makes maybe the tackle of the year. Whoop! As Deion is grounded.
Outstanding play by Prime Time, but look at Steve Young plan himself. He's going to get in the linebacker club hitting like that.
Cowboys drive 3rd and 3 from the 6. It's red zone, and my goodness, it's a touchdown. Aikman to Michael Irvin, the flags against the Niners, 7-0 Cowboys. In the red zone, what?
Well, you see, out in the field, they use an exotic formation, but they close everything down once they get down near the goal line.
Well, this was closed down. Emmitt Smith, handoff, strains his groin, leaves the game. He would not play again, would return to watch, but the Cowboys led it 7-0 at the half as the top 2 defenses in football really cheated off. Steve Young. Look at Steve Young get the block on Tony Tolbert for Terry Kirby. Then Young to Hiani Iwazaki, 30 yards to the goal line. 2nd and goal, Garrison, first I look at the Hurst. Touchdown, Mariucci happy, 7-7 3rd quarter. 1st and goal from the 6. Sherman Williams paints his way to the 2. 2nd and goal, Williams stuffed at the 1. 3rd and goal, Norton. Stubblefield and company stop him for a 2-yard loss, so they have to kick a field goal. No red zone touchdown again, it's 10-7. 4th quarter, Aikman sacked by Stubblefield, one of 4 sacks of the day of Aikman. Then, Toby Gowers isn't going too well with a punt to his own 35-yard line. Sets up the Niners in big field position. 2nd and 11. Young. J.J. Stokes down to the 1. 6 minutes to go. It's not a touchdown until bar none. William Floyd. Touchdown. And the Grateful Dead loves it. 14-10 Niners. After another Cowboys punt. Iwazaki at his own 38. Over the 40 at Dallas. 35 to 30. Knocked out of bounds to the 29. Look at George Stewart. Hardest hit of the year on his own man. He's the special teams coach. Sets up a field goal, 17-10. Minute 13 to go. Aikman, Anthony Miller, 22 yards in Niner territory. Key play. Rod Woodson trying to cover Michael Irvin. It's a flag, but then incidental contact. Agree, Tom?
And the proper call by the official, incidental contact. You're going to see Woodson's arms go out, but he does not push Irvin. He does get his feet tangled up right there. That's why they invented the call.
Very next play, to the chagrin of Irvin and the Cowboys, 47 seconds left. Aikman has a receiver slip in the flat, and Tim McDonald has the ball. E-I-E-I-O. The game is gone, and the Cowboys lose. Although they were game, the Niners up their mark to 8-1, and the Cowboys fall to 4-5. 49ers 17, the Cowboys 10. The first time in this decade, of the 9 games this decade, that the team trailing at half actually won it. Hurst had 104 yards rushing. Aikman was sacked 4 times. Cowboys had just 9 yards rushing in the second half. Niners win it 17-10. Jags Oilers. First raining everywhere. 3rd straight road game for the Jaguars. And the little sombrero. Guys that have big umbrellas. Jeff Fisher, what a perfect name in the rain, right? And Eddie George, the ball is stripped into the arms of Chris Hudson, number 37. Returns it 32 yards, 10-7 Jags, Tom. Dave Thomas, 41, made the play.
Yeah, Dave Thomas, a great job of ripping that ball right out. And then Hudson picking it up on the fly. Again, get to the near sideline and get down the football field.
Talk about a guy that can move. What about Tony Brackens here, Tom?
Yeah, Tony Brackens with the nice tip there. And again, an opportunistic Hudson right where he needs to be to get the football.
That sets up a Hollis field goal. But on the play, the Oilers call for running into the kicker. And you never know what to do. And in this case, Tom Campbell took the points off the board. Mark Brunell's pass deflected right into the hands of Pete Mitchell. So the gamble pays off at 17-7, the Jaguars. Second quarter, 3rd and goal. Brunell keeps it himself. This he can do. Touchdown, 24-10 Jags at the half. Third quarter, Rodney Thomas hits Tennessee. The Tuxedos back in it from 3 yards out, 27-17. Eddie George up the middle, 5 yards, 30-24. The last few games between these two teams played in various amounts of cities been decided by 7 points or less. McNair to Michael Roan. Barrels for a first down as Tennessee is thinking they can win it late. Another third down. Eddie George fights for the first down, but Jacksonville ends up with the football. Another fumble by George.
Yeah, and Eddie George right here appears to lose the football before he's down, but the official made the call down by contact.
Tom Coughlin not pleased. So they keep the ball later. It's 4th and goal, 3:05 to go. McNair's pass to Wycheck, but he stopped short of the goal line, and the Jaguars have held. But a costly play for the Jags. Tony Baselli had his leg rolled over later on as they were just trying to run out the clock. He limps off the field, so that's just happened a short while ago. We'll need an update on that. Arguably, if not the best, one of the best tackles in the game. But the Jaguars win in that 3rd straight road spot, beating the Oilers 30-24. It's up their mark to 6-3. But let's go, Tommy, to the 49ers and the Cowboys. And it's odd. Usually the team in this series that leads at the half ends up winning. It was a tough defensive game. And for a while, it looked like the Niners were sputtering more than the Cowboys on offense.
Yeah, and I think, though, we asked the bigger question this morning, which was, are the 49ers for real? And I think we found out that they are, especially on the defensive end of the football field. As Chris said, they struggled early on, but when they got it going, and I always think the most important drive of a football game is the drive you have coming out of the locker room at halftime. They come out, they go right down the field, they stick it in the end zone, and they change the tempo of the football game. As far as the Cowboys are concerned, they stick it in the once in the red zone, but again, I think it's a ball club that is really struggling to find itself a lot of times downfield today to Anthony Miller, and you saw the frustration on Michael Irvin's face, and I think it changed somewhat the game plan because they certainly went to Michael after the 4 or 5 times to Anthony Miller.
Well, they've fallen below 500 now at 4-5, although they have the next couple of games at home in the division for a chance for them to get back into it before they play the Packers. Well, we told you that when we return, Seahawks, Broncos, Warren Moon, could they spring the upset?
I'm Kenny, a friend of Dick's. Miller Lite has asked me to find 4 cheerleaders to send to the Super Bowl. Today you're going to meet the Caesar brothers from Hawaii, USA. They have their own way of looking at cheerleading. So what do you think, America? Rah! Could the Caesar brothers be cheerleaders? Help us out. Participate where you buy and drink Miller Lite.
You don't even know what make it is. You're about to choose a car on the basis of a glimpse, a turn of the head, a shimmer of metal that captures your eye. If that car is the new Mazda 626, you've made a rational decision. The all-new Mazda 626. Retooled, refined, reborn.
Mark Hayes came to Bristol specifically to study under Dean Berman, whose forte is football rhetoric.
Drew Bledsoe, nickname. Who wants a crack at it?
Drew bled so much that he needed a transfusion.
Boring. Ms. Allen.
It's a trick question. Drew Bledsoe has no nickname.
Students are taught not just how to ask questions, but more importantly, how to ask questions about football.
Maybe a stupid question, but...
There is no such thing as a stupid question, Mr. Hayes. Just stupid people that ask questions. Yes.
Does dysentery rhyme with Singletary?
Eagles, Cardinals, early one. Eagles first possession. Rodney Peete back to pass. Rodney looking for the screen pass, but Bernard Wilson says, how you gonna play me, Rodney, huh? Bernard gets a great block from Terry Irving. Bernard's first career interception, first career touchdown, 7-zip Cardinals. On the ensuing kickoff. Go ahead, Rodney. Get off the field. Cardinals try an onside kick. Falls right into the hands of Willie Clark. Now, on the roster, Willie's a DB, but at Notre Dame, he was a backup tailback off the easy. Ray Rhodes' team right back in it. We're tied at 7. Aeneas Williams all over Irving Pryor in the first half, TJ. 2 All-Pros.
Yeah, a major matchup here. You're going to see Aeneas Williams at the top of the screen. Look at him close. A nice throw. He almost picked that ball off, And then again, look at the closing speed, the nice read on the pattern there to knock the ball away from Pryor.
Ania's 6 career interception returns for touchdown ties him for most ever among active players. Rodney Peete 3 for 13, 54 yards first half. So what does Ray Rhodes do? Goes to Ty Detmer. Detmer, what's the dealio? Blowing up. Mark Say. Say's first touchdown since 1995, 10th of his career. That is flavor. After Jake Plummer fumble, Detmer hits Freddie Solomon. No, not that Freddie Solomon. Another Freddie Solomon out of South Carolina State. Freddie's first career touchdown, 21-17 Eagles, under 6 left, fourth quarter. Mark Say, you can't do that on a punt. Cardinals recover the fumble. With Kent Graham in, Kent is as cool as the other side of the pillow. 6 years in the NFL, never had a rushing touchdown until that play by Kent Graham. Kent Graham would add his second rushing touchdown of the day later to seal it. Cardinals win it 31-21. Graham in relief, 5 of 9, 33 yards. Jake Plummer, 7 of 18, 132 as Arizona beats Philly 31-21. Eagles have lost 5 straight on the road.
You think we've forgotten about the Seahawks and Broncos? Oh, no, we want to make Tommy sweat it out. Ball.